What is going on, my dudes? Dudettes is showing you the SS Serpentarium. So today we're gonna be having a little chat about brumation. I'm joined today by my little Lindbergh albino coastal rosy boa. He's absolutely banging. Look at him. And some little fella. So first of all, let's just discuss quickly a couple of things you need to know before you consider brumating your snake. Number one, is it a species that actually does need to be brumated or does brumate in the wild? Not all species do brumate, okay? If it's a species from North America or Europe, then there's a good chance that it does brumate in the wild. But if it's somewhere like Africa, if it's from somewhere like Africa or a lot of parts of Asia, the chances are that it doesn't brumate because the temperatures are quite solid throughout the year. So you need to bear that in mind and make sure you do research whether your snake does need to brumate or not, or does brumate in the wild before you attempt to brumate it. Two commonly kept snakes that you know are a good example. Ball pythons, they don't need to be brumated, and then corn snakes, they can be brumated because the temperature does drop a lot in the wild. So that's something to keep in mind. And what you want to do then is you want to just go quickly on the internet and either look up what other people are brumating their snakes at, depending on their species. Or you could just have a quick look at the climate data of where the snakes are from and have a look at the lowest temperatures and the highest temperatures, and follow it like that. You need to bear in mind though, guys, the snakes do burrow, a lot of them, if it gets too cold, so they don't actually experience like the full winter. A good example of this would be Russian rat snakes. They obviously live in parts of Russia where it can get down to like -30, but they don't actually feel the -30 because they are probably 200, 300, 400 feet underground sometimes, when it's a lot warmer. So just know that. Know that you don't need to exactly replicate what it is in the wild. Just don't attempt it. Generally, no snake species will need to go to 0 degrees or even approaching 0 degrees Celsius. Usually 5 or 6 degrees or warmer than that will be ample for most snake species. I really don't know of many that need to go cooler than that. Some will need to be quite a bit warmer, some will need to be about that, so you need to again make sure you do your homework. So what you want to do is, when you're coming up to the months of brumation, which is about now, you need to stop feeding your snake, and then give it 2 weeks to a month, to make sure it's completely digested its meal. You don't want to be brumating it if it's still got something in its stomach, because it won't be able to digest it and it will rot in the stomach, and that's just going to cause you problems. So after you've waited that period of not feeding it for a little while, what you need to do then is slowly start tapering down your temperatures over the course of about 2 weeks. What I like to do is, first of all, I drop their hot spots, and then I completely turn off their heat mats, and then I actually drop their level where they are, so I'll put it closer towards the floor, and that tends to work out quite well for me, because I am obviously in an outdoor garage setup and the floor is a lot cooler than what it is up here. And I also try to bring them towards this steel door here. Obviously I've got curtains to keep the heat in this section behind the camera, so I find that works really well for me. Not everyone has got a setup similar to this, So you know, if you do something like put it in the attic or the basement, that should be okay. Just make sure that it doesn't get too cool where you are putting it. You don't want them to be end up freezing or anything like that. And then after you've done that, they're fully cooled. You don't need to worry too much. Just check on them once a week or so. Make sure they've got water, fresh water. You know, for a couple of days at least. And make sure that there's no mess or anything. They haven't spilt their water over or anything like that. And you should be good to go. Come end of January, start of February, perhaps a little bit later for some species of snakes, you're going to want to start warming them back up. And what you want to do then is slowly start raising the temperatures over the course of about 2 weeks. So you know, it goes flat down and then back up like that. So it's sort of symmetrical what you're doing, if that makes sense. So just do basically the opposite of what you did to cool them down and that will work. Just slowly do it over the course of a couple of weeks and you should be golden. Once they're at that temperature, you need to give them another 2 weeks to get used to it, and then you can offer them food, and then it's back to normal then for a couple of months until you brumate them next time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if there's any questions or any issues that you want me to address for you, just let me know in the comments. I do always respond to comments. You know, especially if someone's having issues with something, and I'll see if I can help you out. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and me and this boy will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.